when Chelsea have spent maliciously, recklessly, and aggressively in the transfer window like no other team can. 1.5 billion of the king's finest in the football transfer window.
Yes, I'll take it.
And for you guys to then act like it's insane. You guys got top 4 in a season where so many teams have been underperforming, really and truly, and you guys should be there because the money you spent is absolutely bewildering to me. Yes, guys, and welcome back to another video of the FTF Pod Full-Time Footy Show, where we will be talking about the Premier League final day, doing a review on that, what the Premier League table looks like, what it means going into next season, and after a 38-game season, talk about how some of the teams performed, how good their seasons went, how bad their seasons went. And I think it makes sense to talk about probably the most compelling race going into the final day, which was the Champions League top 5 race between 4 or 5 clubs, which ended with Liverpool first, Arsenal second, City third, Chelsea fourth, and Newcastle fifth. Yeah, that's what it means. Chelsea will have won getting into the Champions League, from celebrating it to winning. From celebrating winning it to now celebrating getting into it.
Welcome back, Chelsea. I say you see Reece James in the change rooms.
Yeah, Reece James won it, and now he's playing these man who spent 500 million, 600 million, 700 million, spent 1.2 billion celebrating getting Champions League.
Getting into the top 4.
You're meant to be here. Come on, man.
Anyway, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Levels.
But meant to be here with Manchester United,
talk about your team. Talk
has
about
spent
me.
the most in the
Talk
last
about
5
me.
years.
Talk about your team. Don't talk about me.
Net spend in the last 5 years.
Talk about your team.
Have finished
Talk about your team.
15th
Talk about your team.
in the Premier League.
No. But you
Talk
said
about your team.
Lost the Europa League final to Tottenham
Spurs.
Hotspur.
You spent 4 billion.
You said we're meant to be there, but
you spent more than some countries' entire net worth.
And you've spent the most money in the last 5 years and got the worst.
No, we haven't.
Net
You spent more than
You've
us.
got the worst net spend in the last 5 years. But we digress. We already made the video on Manchester United.
Talk about your team, man.
We already made the video on
Talk
Manchester
about your team
United.
and what happens now after spending 1 billion celebrating the Champions League.
If you go watch that video,
talk about your team.
We did give him the debrief about how he loses some sort of privileges where he can't really talk like this anymore.
Talk about your team.
Yeah, this is not what we're talking about.
Manchester United are not that team anymore.
Talk about your team.
So I'd like for you to lower your octave, lower your tone, and talk to me as if I am your big bro, which I am in this case.
Talk about your team.
We are quite literally 11 positions ahead of you, and maybe
1 billion spent.
Show some
1 billion spent. 2 billion.
Show some great
2 billion
attitude.
spent.
So show some
2 billion
social
spent.
decorum,
Some humility.
2 billion spent and celebrating in the Champions League. Let's go, man.
Please. Anyways, guys, sorry about that. He's rambling on. He doesn't know what.
Let's go, man.
Doesn't know that Manchester United are not the old Manchester United.
Bit disorientated right now, man. It's okay.
But as you guys know, Chelsea have beaten Nottingham Forest today in a comfortable 1-0 game at the City ground, in a game where they banned Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher also got banned in the process. He got hit with the in the process.
Guilty by association.
By association, and the owner who screamed that to Nuno last week after losing. But all of this commotion, Chelsea stayed on course, and they got the win, the much needed win in the end, which we didn't even need to win due to other
Newcastle
teams
lost.
Dropping points as Newcastle and Aston Villa, which we'll get into in a second. But guys, Chelsea are back where we belong. As you guys know, the Champions League have missed us. We are a 2-time Champions League winner. We've won it twice in the last 15 years. Some can say that. Some can't.
Why are you shaking yourself? Last 13 years.
Sorry, last 13 years. I know
better than you.
Didn't want to do the maths. And my fellow FTF member on the far left can't say that because he doesn't know what a Champions League looks like. He doesn't even know what it smells
Big
like.
up the women,
though. Conference League.
Big up the women.
Shout out the women.
Big up Renee. Big up Williamson.
You weren't watching that game. I was.
I was there, bro.
But guys, look, you have to look at the season of Enzo Maresca this season, who has been touted by my fellow FTF member, saying that he's not good enough. When in reality, Chelsea have had the youngest starting XI in Premier League history. Average starting average XI over the course of the season in Premier League history, and we managed to finish 4th. On top of that, we had the youngest squad in Premier League history. Let me emphasize average in Premier League history over the course of 38 games. Yet again, we managed to finish 4th. We had some obstacles in the running towards the season. We've had players that we lost in January. We had a season where we've had turbulence following the January transfer window. But yet again, we ended up getting the top 4 position. A position that you, where we done a prediction a couple weeks ago, did not say Chelsea were going to finish in the top 4. Jamie Carragher a week ago said Chelsea were not going to win at Nottingham Forest. So it's a culmination of things. Chelsea just not getting the praise they deserve. And in the process, we ended up proving everyone wrong. A young team. A young
1.2 bill.
A young team, you chill out, you haven't won a trophy in 5 years. A young team
1.2
that has proven time and time again over the course of the season that we are not to be counted out. And today, they proved to the Chelsea fans, the rival fans, the media, the broadcasters, everyone, that we deserve to be here, and we'll see you next season in Champions League.
That's fine, and I like that. Well done.
Thank you very
much.
much.
And I like how people back their team, and I like that you haven't lost the art of backing your team.
Yes.
But let's rewind a little bit and insert some context into this.
Let's hear the context.
Let's insert some context into it.
What do you say?
I'm saying let's add some context into this.
Okay.
I don't like this underdog story.
I did not want to say it's the underdog story.
Oh, you did
I didn't say that.
But you're certainly acting like that.
No, I'm saying we have been counted out.
Like that.
We have been counted out. Is that true?
You have. And you acted like you weren't seeing you in a title run at the start of the season.
Yeah, that's true as well. But also, you can't act like you
I said, wait. You can't I'm talking. Just 1 second, I do want to respond to him. I literally said, if you go back to the videos in FTF, I said, when I think Chelsea will be in a title race, I will come here with a suit. Did I come to FTF in one single episode with a suit? You may answer.
You don't own one.
No. There we go. Proceed. Sorry about that. He interjected. Had no credibility whatsoever to do so. But do go as you may go on.
Okay.
Sorry.
I might have been one of the people, along with Jamie Carragher, me and him know each other, for that you guys won the one-way top 4. That is only due to the results that you guys have been coming across since the sort of turn of the year.
Okay.
I didn't have confidence in you guys to get it.
Yeah.
You got it, well done.
Yeah.
But I don't like, in general, it's underdog story, when Chelsea have spent maliciously, recklessly, and aggressively in the transfer window like no other team can. 1.5 billion
financial.
Why you rounding up?
And net spend is fine. You can sell players who aren't meant to be there. That's fine.
Yep.
You guys have actively spent. You know what I mean? Put out on the transfer window.
And we've actively sold.
1.5 billion of the king's finest in the football transfer window.
Yes.
I'll take
and for you guys to then act like it's insane, you guys got a top 4 in a season where so many teams have been underperforming, really and truly, and you guys should be there because the money you spent is absolutely bewildering to me.
Okay.
Sad.
Because you guys have to be here. You guys, in fact, have underperformed. You guys should be challenging for the league. But then again, I look at your squad on paper, I see guys like Sancho starting and Enzo Fernandez and Colwill and players who I don't associate with a Premier League winning squad. And after the money you guys spent, you guys should be there. Okay. You guys get top 4, it should be... guys, well done.
Should be a given.
Well done, guys. Yeah, you've got top 4.
Another day.
Not you here screaming. And I like Dave Beckety. Like I said, the art of backing your team, and I love it. I love it more than more than anyone, sorry. But chill out at the same time, because you guys should be here. And in hindsight, in context, I think you know that as well. You're happy you got top 4, and I'm happy for you, because I think Chelsea getting top 4 for Forest is heritage, and that's how it should be. Because Chelsea should be there. Forest, really and truly, with all due respect, shouldn't.
Okay.
So,
are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, if you go back to our first ever video created by FTF in the history of FTF, we did a prediction where we think teams are going to finish. And I would like to read out where they thought Chelsea would finish. And, guys, what people like to do, and I hope you guys are seeing what I'm seeing, is have their cake and eat it. They are saying Chelsea have spent recklessly, maliciously, and aggressively. I quoted them directly. And yet again, he did not have Chelsea in his top 4. And the other guy next to him did not have Chelsea in their top 4. Pause. Then they had a chance, another bite at the cherry, another bite at the cake to change their opinion later down the line. Wallahi, this was maybe a few weeks ago, or maybe a month max. Where did you have Chelsea in your top 5? Not there. Where did you have Chelsea in your top 5? Not there. So, guys, I hope you're on the same track as me. You cannot say Chelsea has spent all this money, 1.5 billion rounded up, which is not 1.5 billion, but we'll say 1.5 billion for the sake of it, for the video. And then say Chelsea should be there. Well, if Chelsea should be there, why did you not have Chelsea in your prediction?
You know how
twice. No. Answer the question.
I'm going to answer it.
Yes.
Thank you.
If you let me speak.
Thank you.
You know how they often say the loudest in the room is often wrong?
Okay, but answer my question.
I think this is a clear example of that.
Why?
Because although he's correct in saying that we had Chelsea outside of our top four, again, with a bit of context.
Twice.
You might wish to let them know.
What's the context?
We also said that although we have them outside of our top four, they should most
Where should they
definitely
be?
be
The squad
finishing
stinks.
in the top four.
Why we say you should finish?
I don't think you will finish.
Okay. Go on, what did you say? Sorry, what was the last
You
sentence?
should finish in the top four. After having spent the abundance of money that you spent, some countries GDPR, spending that much money on your team, you should finish top four.
So we should finish top four, but you did not predict us to finish top four.
But I had you out.
I
wrong with that?
also think the reason why I used the word maliciously,
aggressively,
is because aggressively. Thank you very much for aiding my case. Is because
no, I'm quoting you. Actually, I'm not aiding your case. Thank you very much.
That it means you guys didn't spend well. And if you had spent well, and I seen players who were, you know what I mean, we associate with top four or trying to the league, I would have put you guys there. The reason why I said maliciously and aggressively and not well, and not spent well, is because I don't think you spent well. I think you spent aggressively on players who I don't think you've now built a core, a team where, do you think now this team can progress as it is? Or we have to spend more? You have to spend more, right?
Let me just.
You gotta spend more
Let me answer
to get to where you should already be.
Let me answer that question. Let me answer your first point. I think what is quite ironic, and I hope for your future case that you don't ever be a prosecutor, because you're quite shocking.
I'll ruin you in court.
Let me finish. Ruin your career. This is the same man that said his Manchester United squad is worthy of finishing in the top
challenging
four.
For European
finishing
places.
in the top
challenging.
four. Jam, and I know you're not on my side right now.
That's a challenging.
Did he say that squad is worthy of finishing in the top four?
challenging.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me finish. So this man said that, and his outlook of football is quite poor, to be fair. So I do stand by you in some scenarios, and I know you do struggle, but I don't think I'll be taking any shit from this man here who doesn't know the quality of his own team to then come to me and tell me about the quality of my team, the team that finished in the position that his squad supposedly should be finishing. But what was the second question that you said? Sorry, what was the follow-up question?
Are you not going to have to go on and spend more money for your team to progress further after having spent 1.5?
Okay, I said next season I think Chelsea would challenge for the Premier League title, and with the signings of maybe 3 players max.
How much are you looking to spend on those players?
Well, if we want quality...
No, what do you think you need to spend?
If we want quality, we need a world-class striker.
So that's about 100 and something.
We need potentially a keeper, and we need a winger, in my opinion.
What level centre-back as well?
Maybe a centre-back.
So 4 signings, so around another 200 mil.
Another spine. You need a new spine.
Well, Liverpool won the league and bought Wirtz, almost buying Wirtz, bought Frimpong, bought Kirkes. So why can't Chelsea, who have not reached that level, spend more? Is it only Chelsea that are not allowed to spend?
Because how much did Liverpool spend last season?
Nothing.
I don't think they spent much last season. I think they got Chiesa, that's about it.
13 million. That's
exactly why. But my point is, they won the league and they're still spending. So Chelsea have finished the top 4, and we are within the PSR regulations. So we're not cheating. We're not cheating. We are spending within the lines, and we are doing everything legally. So what is it that we're doing wrong? I don't quite understand. We're spending 1.5 bill. It's a tag that's always on the newspapers. The same newspapers that are brainwashing these kids. But it's fine. Go on.
I think you've taken a leaf from City's book. I think it will catch up to you soon enough.
What's City's book? What have City got caught up with?
I haven't got caught yet, but 115 charges. One day they'll pay, hopefully, and I hope that you guys pay for it as well.
Well, I think
you guys were talking about lots of loopholes and stuff, so I think you are.
Well, we just have very smart owners
exploiting the system.
Very smart owners.
But regardless, exploit the system all you want, win something. That's what I'm saying.
So that's fine. We'll do so on Wednesday.
You guys celebrating top 4 is a bit upsetting, and I saw your, what do we call it? The video that they put out earlier. I don't know what to call it.
Yeah,
I don't know how.
What video? The video Chelsea put out.
What is that?
Us celebrating
Earlier?
No. Before the game. This is what it means.
It's like a 6-minute video, like a long video.
The
is long though.
The same video that Arteta put out asking for the fans and whatnot. I know you know a few things about videos. I know you're aware.
No,
So I wouldn't really quite come
your
on
club
that
as a
sort of
collective
angle.
came together and made a combination, since everyone likes that word today, a combination of your whole season and how everyone should ride on these guys to get top 4.
Oh, asking our fans for support and actually went on to do the thing that we asked them to do and got top 4. Something that you guys did not
but
do.
to get the Champions League semi-final, Premier League top 4.
No, don't worry, Kai. We'll get on to you.
Premier League
We'll
top
come to
5
you.
even.
We'll come to your team. We'll come to your team.
We'll
Don't worry.
come to
We'll
your
come to your
team.
team.
But no, listen, I also want to talk about Nottingham Forest, who I'm assuming you said everything I had to say.
I'm very happy with Chelsea, and
Yeah.
we will see you guys next season. Thank you guys for
Champion.
yeah, something that you don't know about, but it's calm.
Me.
Well, as of
I
recent,
know about
as of
it.
recent,
Okay.
as of recent, and maybe for the foreseeable, but it's calm.
Maybe inshallah not. But no, Nottingham Forest on the other hand, were in pole position for 90% of the season. They were in 4th place to get Champions League. But I think we can all agree Nottingham Forest have been overperforming because their sort of expected points and all the sort of inner stats
Metrics.
suggest that they are performing way better than they should be. Nottingham Forest have one of the lowest possessions in the league on average. They rely a lot on counter-attacks, and I don't think it's sustainable for a team who wants to compete in the Champions League. They lost today, lost last week, and they've been dropping points a lot recently. They're going to get Conference League, which I think is a lot better for them. I think they can compete in the Conference League, and they can probably go very far. But for Forest to win Champions League, I think it's a bit too soon.
I feel like they would be a bit lost in there.
Yeah, a bit too soon.
Not in a disrespectful way. I just
Yeah,
genuinely
no, with
feel
all due
they're
respect.
not ready for that. I think there will be more of numbers, making up numbers in the Champions League if they were to be there next season.
Yeah, and they bought it.
I think they've had a very successful season.
Oh, very good season, very good season.
Congratulations to Nottingham Forest. I don't think the owner would be quite happy. I think he was waiting for the Champions League. But unfortunately, Chelsea crashed the party, as we usually do. We are not the favourites. People don't like us, but it's fine. Congratulations, Nottingham Forest, on your successful season. A quite likeable squad, a lot of likeable players. And like you said, I think that the depth of the Champions League would have hurt them even more in the league next season. And I think inadvertently is a blessing in disguise that they are in the
So you just use that random word.
Conference League, yeah.
Huh?
Use that word randomly.
Yeah, it's just spewing
That
stuff.
didn't make sense. I think you just learnt it.
Inadvertently losing the game, which they didn't think they were going to lose, or they didn't plan on losing. So inadvertently. Thank you very much. Next topic, please.
Jared. But we'll let him have it.
Top 4.
No. But I was right also. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, Man City, the other team in the Champions League spaces, they beat Fulham today 2-0.
Kevin De
Haaland
Bruyne
scored.
leaving.
Yeah, that was De Bruyne's last game.
He had an emotional moment.
Emotional moments.
Pep Guardiola cried.
Yeah.
But we know you. We know you.
We know
We know
you
you.
well.
I know Pep, it just means
We
they're
know
going to
Pep.
sign someone insane.
Yeah. We're just
Yeah.
waiting for who the
Yeah,
replacement
whoever
will be.
it's
It's
gonna
fine.
be.
It's fine.
Yeah,
Obviously, you've done
We
it
can't
before.
trust Pep with Aguero. We
I
can't
know
replace
you. I know you.
We can't replace
Cannot
him.
replace you and got someone who scored 40 goals, but it's calm, Pep.
Yeah.
I know you. But it's calm.
We can't trust you.
You
We
can't
can't trust you. Yeah, Man City got third in a season where it was very turbulent. I think at one point people didn't think they were going to make Champions League at all. They were losing games left, right, and centre. Signed Omar Mamouche, my guy, in January. Sort of helped spearhead them into Champions League places. What a goal he scored last week as well.
What a goal.
Probably goal of the season. Probably goal of the season.
Contender. But
Probably goal of the season anyway.
Contender.
From so far out, went top echelons.
That's not how goal of the season works, but it's a contender.
It was a great goal.
Yeah, good goal. Fantastic goal.
We'll get into
Good player.
we'll get into that next week.
That's a
Into
separate
the
video. Yeah.
the FTF Awards. Tune in for that next week.
Should do.
But yeah, City got top 3. What do we think about that? Because is it a testament to how poor the quality of the league is this season for someone like Man City, who they have won games towards the end of the season, but they haven't been good for a big portion of the season, and they still made it with 71 points.
Yeah.
Just 3 points off Arsenal.
I think it's black magic.
What?
Because they lost so many games in a row
Black magic. Okay.
and dropped so many points,
Yeah.
and they're somehow 3 points off second place.
Yeah.
And they overlapped all the teams that were above them, but obviously the top 2.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone saw it coming. I don't know how they did it.
Crazy.
I don't know when it happened because it kind of just.
I think it's
flashed
a
and
testament to
was
the
there.
quality of the league, man.
And I do think the league has been bad.
So top of the league,
Said-
the top of the
said-
league
said
anyway.
it
The top of the
over and
league.
over again.
Yeah.
But I do think City is strange. I don't know.
I think Manchester City obviously got their points very early. At one point, they were challenging with Liverpool and Arsenal for the Premier League. So it makes sense. And then towards the end of the season, they had a stretch of games where they won important games. And then before that, obviously, was the turbulent period that people were talking about, where they lost a lot of games back to back, dropped a lot of points. crashed out early in the Champions League. So that in turn, they've not had a successful season by any stretch of imagination. They lost in an FA Cup final against Crystal Palace, which we'll get onto. So it's probably the worst season in Pep's career, I want to say.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Except for maybe his first season at Man City, where he also struggled.
Yeah.
But
No
other
trophies
than
as
that,
well.
I think it was coming up to them. I think their squad needs a rebuild. It's been
Quite aging, innit?
it's been something coming, and I think they needed this sort of season to actually start the rebuild. They bought Reindeers now.
They haven't got Rangers, no, just linked.
Oh, linked to Reindeers.
Linked to Donnarumma, linked to Rangers, linked to quite a few
Gibbs
players.
White as well. So you can see what kind of summer that Manchester City will be having, a very busy one. And it's the first time in I want to say last 4 years that they've not been in the top 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a foreign position for them in the league. But in turn, I do think Man City will be back next season, pending those investigation charges that they, I think, will be going over the summer now.
That they will beat.
That they may be or may not be.
Crazy if they do.
And
They're gonna bust case.
the implications of that, we'll
Crazy.
wait to see if they do not beat that case. But it's Man City, they'll be back.
Crazy.
Yeah.
No, I think they'll come back, yeah. Third for them. Probably fair. I mean, it is fair after a 38-game stretch.
Yeah. Because we're just thinking about the second half of the season.
Yeah.
Well, if
They won enough games to get there.
yeah.
But Newcastle lost 1-0 at home today to Everton, which didn't affect their Champions League
Surprisingly.
spots. Very, very lucky for Newcastle.
Yeah.
I do think they deserve it over the course of the season.
Yeah.
Obviously, because they finished in the spaces. But I just think in general, they're a team that should be in the Champions League spaces, man. They're a big team.
I think they're more
and
worthy.
it's been building up for a while since their new owners came in, Newcastle, step by step. And I think they're exactly where they're meant to be.
Yeah.
And does that mean Isak stays?
Yeah, I was upset that they got top 4 or top 5, even just a Champions League spot, because I felt that, maybe it would give us a bit of luck, maybe signing Isak or even Bruno, as I mentioned before. But yeah, now that they got Champions League, they ain't going nowhere.
No chance in it.
They ain't going
I
nowhere.
like their midfield so much. Tenali,
One of the best in the league.
Bruno
Top
Guimaraes,
three.
and Joe
Top three.
Linton has to be top 3 in the league. So
Yeah.
balanced, so
work.
energetic, everything.
Everything.
Great team. And they lost today, so they got actually quite lucky towards the end. But I think Newcastle in Champions League.
It's a
is
worthy
good.
team,
It's
a
good for
team
the
that
Prem.
deserves.
Yeah, no, it's worthy.
And,
it's worthy.
and they're probably going to show out more for the Premier League compared
Yeah.
to the likes of, which I'm guessing you're going to touch on Villa next. And what's the other team again? Nottingham Forest. So congratulations, Newcastle. You did beat us last week or the week before, but it's fine.
Now
We
we
both
move
ended
on
up.
to the most
Champions League
important
returns
game
to St James's Park.
or controversial game.
Yeah, United beat Villa 2-0. Come on. 40 points for United.
Oh.
Maybe 40. Was it 41?
41, yeah. Because you're on 39.
42.
42,
42
sorry.
points.
Whoa.
Manchester
39,
United.
yeah, 42.
Brilliant stuff for United.
Congratulations.
We have finished 15th in the league. But aside from that, Aston Villa have bottled Champions League football, and all they needed was a draw.
I think I should
If
host.
they-
I think I should host this
Go on,
segment because
go on.
you are quite biased.
I'm not biased. I'm
quite
not biased at all. This game
I think let's talk
meant
about the
nothing to me,
game
so don't try that ever
where
again.
Morgan Rogers got absolutely robbed.
Aston Villa got robbed of Champions
Aston
League.
Villa got robbed of a decision that cost them Champions League. And
Potentially-
apparently they
potentially
will
did.
appeal this game. I don't know how that
Don't know how it's
works.
going to work.
Start with thingy though, Martinez.
Oh, the
Yeah.
red card, yeah.
Emiliano Martinez, who
Ridiculous.
people are saying it's probably his last game for Villa.
Yeah, he did wave them goodbye, to be fair.
Yeah, listen, I'm not going to talk about my personal feelings for Emiliano Martinez. But on the pitch, he decided to attack, let's put it plainly,
kindly.
and bluntly, Rasmus Højlund. And it was a straight red. Get off the pitch. Don't ever try to argue and play football ever again. But
Don't
yeah.
ever play football again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we United dominated that game. I can't lie to you. Villa did not look like a team that was challenging for the Premier League. And United did not look like a team that was struggling. It looked like the opposite. We dominated that game, but we scored. Ahmad scored a header from a great Bruno cross, and then the ball was coming in towards Altay Bender, who I have my reservations about. United's backup goalkeeper, who fumbled the ball a little bit. He had the caught. Referee called for a foul when Rodgers sort of won the ball cleanly. I think, and then put the ball in the net, and the goal was ruled out, which would have made the score 1-1, and Villa might have won out to get Champions League.
Yeah, if it ended 1-1, then Villa would have overlapped.
Crazy,
Newcastle.
and then the referees completely shagged them.
Yeah.
So the ref blew the whistle before the goal went in, I think, because he thought that the
was a foul.
goalkeeper had two hands on the ball when Rodgers kicked it. But it turns out that it wasn't when VAR checked it, but because he blown the whistle, they couldn't
can't
overturn
overturn it.
Exactly.
So in turn, obviously we don't know how the game would have finished. But
Well, it was
if
quite
it did
late into the
finish
game,
like
it was
that,
like
it was
70
quite late,
something,
and all they would have had to
70
do is lock up shop because that would have been
Exactly.
enough.
Yeah.
If if that has changed anything, that's £100 million mistake.
It's an insane mistake.
£100 million.
That's the bearings
mistake.
of the game. That's the
the fine
cost of it.
margins.
That's the margins of these incompetent refs. I think this season as a whole has been shocking.
Oh, it's been
I think it's been awful. I think it's been
exposing for
abysmal, very exposing. But I think that's the cherry on the cake. I think that's the cherry on top of the cake. That's a sackable offence.
I do feel for them. I do feel for Villa.
But
They've worked hard.
I'd be enraged. I can't think of anything worse than that. You're missing out on Champions League possibly because the ref is too giddy and blows his whistle before. Just do your job properly.
Unfortunate. I do feel for you guys, Villa. A good team with a good side, made some good transfer windows, and now PSR. Wow, I think the implications just as with Manchester United, their PSR is going to be an absolute mess. They absolutely needed Champions League football, and people don't understand how bad their books are currently, and we are going to see that. And I don't even think they can even buy Rashford. I think that's how bad it is.
And Asensio. They had the quite big January transfer window. They bought in a lot of key players like Marlon, Axel Disasi, Rashford, Asensio, all these players just for the hopes of getting Champions League football, knowing that they needed it just to like fund the wages,
relieve some pressure in their books. But now we'll see how this turns out. I think they're going to need to sell a lot of players. Morgan Rogers being one of them maybe might leave. But we'll see. But
Watkins to Arsenal potentially.
Not mad at that.
Never know.
But yeah, that one mistake could now put Villa in a position where we don't even no longer recognise them as a European title challenging team.
Well, they are now in Emery's favourite competition.
He's won it a lot. I think he's won it the most in the history. I think
must be up there.
Must be up there.
And he won it with various different teams as well.
Villa Europa League's not bad, but I think them knowing they could have Champions League if the referees weren't bad.
That's heartbreaking, man.
They're fuming.
I don't think Martinez should be let off scot free though. I think that's a
did put them in a bad position.
That alone, like, it would have been a completely different game anyway.
Yeah,
it was 0-0 when that happened, right?
Yeah, 0-0.
0-0 when he did that.
And a game like that as well. Horrible for Martinez.
What this appeal though, like.
I don't know how it works.
I don't know how you
have to, like, the best they can get is some money from it, right?
Probably.
I don't know.
The game can't be replayed or anything like that.
It's more so just the complaining one, isn't it? Or sack that ref.
Yeah.
I think the Premier League does protect their refs a lot.
So
I don't think it will be a case where a refereeing decision will give them any positive light in their appeal. I don't think so. I think those two don't go hand in hand, unfortunately. So Aston Villa, we'll see what happens, man.
Good luck in the Europa League, man. Maybe moving on to the most holiday game of all time.
Oh wow!
Liverpool Crystal Palace. One team was won the league, the other team was won the FA Cup, and they'll be facing each other in the Community Shield.
Yeah, next season.
At the beginning of the next season. 1-1.
At the start of the game, do you see what happened? The double. Guard of Honour. So
Fairs.
Crystal Palace walked through, and then Liverpool gave a Guard of Honour.
Yeah. They probably didn't care about the game. Both of them on holiday. All of them probably like.
Sun was out. Good day out.
Probably all of them. Half of them drunk. Probably, let's be honest.
I don't know about, but yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, 1-1. Crystal Palace coming off the back of a FA Cup win. Massive for that club. Absolutely massive for Crystal Palace to be in the Europa League and beat Man City to a trophy. Won a trophy more recent than Arsenal.
Yeah.
Same amount of trophies with Arsenal last 5 years.
Yeah.
Ebery Eze was brilliant, and he's sort of in this running now, carried Palace to a trophy.
Yeah.
Big for them. Forest miss out on Europa League now.
Yeah.
Conference League.
Yeah.
After they lost to Chelsea.
And in turn, Brighton miss out on Conference League as well.
Yeah. So
domino effect.
Palace can get Europa League, which is wow.
Palace get Europa League. And I think this is everything that Zaha worked for. So
Zaha?
Yeah. I think Zaha was there through the championship days to the Premier League days. He was a loyal servant for them, even in the days where they were just about chilling in mid-table. And now they've gone on to win a European, gone on to play in a European tournament, beat Manchester City in the FA Cup final, a game where they deserved to beat them. Ebarachi Eze, fantastic game. Dean Henderson, fantastic game.
Oh, they were so good.
Adam Wharton, fantastic game. And just a fantastic season for Palace. Glasner, fantastic season for them as well. Mateta, fantastic season as well. And in general, just a good season. And Palace are a very likeable team. South East London, got a very different fan base, I would like to say. They're very European.
Are they?
In terms of in the stadium.
Okay.
Their stadium vibes are very European-esque. They've got a lot of, but yeah, I do like Palace. Shout out to Palace.
Liverpool trophy lift. Congratulations on a league
Yeah.
title. We won't get too much into that.
Yeah, congratulations, Liverpool as well.
Yeah. Arsenal, what did they win?
Do you not want to talk about
nothing
Trent
game.
Alexander-Arnold leaving as well?
How could I forget?
Bye-bye.
Do you not want
Yeah, I
to say anything
was
about
going
that?
to say it for another video, but no, Trent's going.
What do you think about
Was
it?
it Klopp trying to back him as well?
Yeah,
Jurgen Klopp.
he said in the interview that
He said, you might chill out on him, basically.
and Salah also said it as well in the interview,
Yeah.
saying that that the fans should not react in that way. And I don't think Salah is the perfect example of someone who should be telling the fans what to do. Who
So chill out as
also
well.
flirted with a move of leaving,
Yeah,
or
he
maybe threatened. I don't know if he was actually
Called them out
leaving
publicly.
Yeah,
many times.
in multiple occasions. So I don't think he's the best example. But I don't know. I'm kind of torn in between this. Do the fans have a right to be like this to Trent?
Just the fact that he left on a free, man. I don't think it's the fact that he's leaving.
But we
That's all it
also
is.
don't know what happens behind closed
Nah,
doors.
he knew, bro. He knew he
No,
was
no,
going.
but we also don't know, like, in terms of how long ago Trent probably said to Liverpool he wanted to do. He might have said it last season. Imagine he said it last
But he
season.
could have just renewed his contract.
He could have.
That's all, I literally think that's all it's down to. If they're mad at him for simply leaving and bettering his career and going to a team that any player in the world dreams and would move to in a heartbeat pretty much,
Yeah.
then they're mad. But if they're angry of him leaving his childhood club and doing everything with that club, being there for 20 years and leaving on a free, knowing he was going to leave beforehand and could have extended his contract and got some money for the club, then yeah, I understand. They have a leg to stand on.
Do you think, like, with the Trent move, like, for example, what if, like, if it's a case of Real Madrid saying, "Oh, you have to come on a free," then what? Then he's torn between his future and his personal feelings towards
with the
Liverpool.
club, yeah.
So where do you stand in that position? Like, if
what I'm saying, it's
if Real
tough.
Madrid made an ultimatum,
Yeah.
you don't have the fee to buy me for that much.
Liverpool fans are not going to think like that. They're just going to be upset straight away.
Yeah.
Left on
They
the
are very
free.
emotional
How
fans.
dare you ruin your boyhood club? So chill out on him a little bit. Though he's a great servant for you guys for a long time. Won everything with you guys.
man.
There's nothing wrong with him looking at the fact he's a bigger club, bigger than you guys. Him going to achieve
His
something
dream.
elsewhere.
thing,
You know what I mean? He's done everything with you guys. It's not like okay,
like
living
he didn't
on a
win
free.
anything with you lot.
Yeah.
Okay, let me now put the shoe on your foot. Rashford or someone of your academy graduate in their prime, 25 years old, doesn't renew a contract, leaves on a free to go abroad.
I'd be upset. I'd be
or
very
Saka
upset.
in your case.
I'd be very
How
upset.
would you feel?
Again, I'm upset.
I'm very upset. It's happened before.
But
Ronaldo.
I don't think
Ronaldo.
I don't think I'm raging the way these lot are raging. These lot are cussing him out like
They're violating him, yeah.
like he's a stranger.
Yeah. It's happened.
I don't think he's one of them ones. I'll be upset, but he's like the way that Trent has performed for them and won them trophies over the years. Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, I have with Ronaldo in 09, but at least he left for 80 million. This is him. Trent living
Yeah,
on
for
the
80
free.
million, and
what
he
I'm
did
saying.
stay an extra season as well.
Yeah, when
where
he was
Ferguson
meant to go
asked him
before.
to stay another season.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that's for the free scheme, man. That's
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
the
why.
problem.
That's why they're vexed.
Yeah. That's why. Salah, you want to talk about Salah?
Nope.
Okay.
Didn't be on
Salah
record.
another goal. Salah at one point only had to get 9 assists in 22 games,
That's insane.
and he didn't do it.
And I said it wasn't gonna happen.
That only record of 20 goals, 20 assists, whatever, 20 plus is I don't know what's wrong with it.
It's cursed.
Bro, it might be
one can
cursed.
touch it. No one can touch it.
It's mad. It's mad.
Untouchable, man.
Yeah.
Catching up on
Okay,
the
Spurs,
game in a
Spurs.
Tottenham Stadium, the new Europa League winners have lost 4-1 to Brighton after Dominic Solanke opened a score with a penalty. They got bopped 4-1. This is the same man that beat us in the Europa League final, the same man who was 17th, the same man who have made North London white. But at the end of the day, they have lost 4-1 to Brighton, a testament to their very bad Premier League season.
To be fair,
they were drunk.
They might have been in
They were drunk
party
and
mode.
hungover.
Put it on holiday.
Yeah.
To be fair, I
They
don't
were
excuse them, but they
celebrating,
probably were
Celebrating
parading.
North London being white.
Yeah.
But
Never
yeah,
ever.
guys, that's sort of the review for the final day of the Premier League.
Congratulations on Sunderland being promoted to the Premier
Sunderland,
League.
welcome to
Yeah,
the Premier
big
League,
up.
And-
along with Burnley and Leeds.
Burnley and Leeds.
Southampton, commiserations. Leicester, commiserations. And
Coventry.
Ipswich back soon, commiserations.
Coventry
Coventry
as
lost in the semi-finals of the playoffs. But yeah,
But
guys.
I'm excited for that derby though. The Newcastle
Tyneside derby, yes. Sunderland versus Newcastle.
What a derby that will be.
Premier League heritage.
Heritage.
Proper heritage.
Heritage.
And yeah, we'll talk more about sort of what we think about the most improved team, the best team.
Oh,
the
that's
best,
next video.
The best
Tune in,
players.
tune in.
And
Yeah.
our
I'm-
Premier
I'm-
League
I'm-
team of the season.
And we'll talk about how we need to fix each club.
And yeah, watch
in
which
later
club as well.
episodes.
Yeah, over the summer, you know,
A lot of content over the summer.
A lot of
gonna be
content.
cooking up.
And what I will say is, guys, yet again, if you go back to the first FTF video, I have got the top 4 exactly how it was. Congratulations to me.
Well done. Chill out.
Congratulations to me.
And yeah, just because the
I
season's
know
over.
ball. I know ball.
Just because season's over does not mean the content is over. So yeah, guys, keep
Tune in.
interacting, following.
Let us know what you
tune
wanna
in,
see.
Stay tuned for next videos. Please comment as well.
Hot takes
what we
might be
should
back.
do.
Wow.
Takes might be back.
What a video.
And
Start sub sell. Wow. Football Mafia. Wow.
FTF.
Wow.
Wow.
So yeah, guys.
Wow.
I never seen the trophy. Wow. Guys, like, comment, subscribe. Take care.
Take care.
Guys.